All right, guys, welcome back to Tiff Talks. This is episode number 3, and today we have a very special guest, a good girlfriend of mine, founder and CEO of Gem Life Bar, wellbeing warrior, branding and marketing expert, and Mamiana, Drew Davis.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming. I know you've been super busy with your businesses and mom life, and now you're like on TV all the time, getting a lot of traction. That's what's up.
I think I thought back to 3 years ago, and I was like, I would love to be more of like a public speaker and share my story to help others. And then it's like happening, and you're like, whoa.
Alignment.
Like sometimes, 3 years ago, a seed you plant finally grows.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of people don't realize that. They're like, oh, you're just getting press out of nowhere. And I'm like, no. I've been planting these seeds for years. Mm-hmm. So it's not so I think it's cool to watch it happen.
And you've just been obedient, doing what you got to do, grinding, and now everything's just falling into place for you.
Yeah, for the most part.
And you've given me so many opportunities. I want to thank you, publicly. Where do we even start? Drew and I met. Was it 3 years ago or 4? It was 2020. It was
no, I think it was 2018.
18, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
So long ago.
2020 set us in a weird time.
Yeah,
phase.
right?
Yeah.
Reset. Yeah. From Instagram, right?
Yeah. I think I reached out to you to do some stuff with my old job.
Yes. So you reached out to me, and that's when I first started Viral, my other company, and you gave me a shot to do a virtual tour at Rizieri Salon, which is where you were working before you set off on entrepreneurship. And I will never forget that, Drew. I've expressed this to you so many times, but you gave me one of the biggest opportunities of my life. And literally, I was 25, and I just created my first business. And when you start off, and being young, you already feel like a kid. You have to prove yourself. No one's gonna take you serious, but you took me serious, and you gave me an opportunity to work at your job. And I'll drop numbers just because it's a big deal for you paid me $1,000 to do a virtual tour that took us 2 hours to do. And mind you, it brought you a lot of value. And that's why I appreciate it, because you saw the value in me. But being young and getting paid $500 an hour, that's like attorney money.
Yeah.
That is real money. And it just set the bar for me. It expanded my mind on what's possible. And I just could have never done that without you. So thank you so much. It changed my life.
Oh, that warms my heart. I didn't even know that. You definitely have a go-getter, hustler mentality, and a bright light. So even from not just even knowing you in person, but seeing your social media, I was like, I got to work with her. I was like, it's really hard to find people who are built to get the job done without somebody on their back
questioning them.
I just feel you have that. You're I'm just gonna do what I gotta do to get it done, and I'm gonna do it really well.
Thank you. And I delivered. And it helped so much during COVID, right?
Oh my God, your business was pivotal for us at that in that role, because we had no other way to show our school. Nobody was coming in other than Zoom tours. So having that and being able to people walk through was I think it helped us stay afloat at that time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was amazing. Yeah, it was great.
For people who don't know, you were the marketing director for Rizieri Salon for how many years?
I think 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and it was definitely part of my journey, and I'm super thankful. And I think we all outgrow different positions in our life, and between just some serious health issues I was having, and COVID, and just kind of the spiritual awakening that I was embarking on, it just was time for me to start something for myself.
Yeah.
And I've been making money, millions of dollars for people since I got into corporate America. And I was like, if I can make millions for all these other companies, why can't I do that for myself? And it took me a long time to get there, but I was that's my goal, to leave my children with a legacy, generational wealth. I don't want them to have to go through what me and my husband had to go through to get where we are.
Mm-hmm. That's mic drop on
that.
Yeah. I love that. And I'm sure Rizieri misses you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Wouldn't miss
but you never miss somebody till they're gone. So.
Right. And so now you're the owner and founder of Gem Life Bar. Why don't you tell the audience about that?
So Gem Life and Bar started through a really painful point in my life, to be honest. My organs were I had pancreas was starting to fail, and I was the beginning of COVID, and I was in the ICU, and it was kind of a life or death situation. And I struggled with a lot of autoimmune issues, But at that point, I was like by myself. Nobody could come visit. And I thought to myself, like, what are people going to remember you by? Like, what are you doing with your life to help other people? And like, part of it, like the doctors were like, hey, you can't have certain food and you can't have alcohol. And I know that sounds silly to be like, oh, it's life or death. But like for me, alcohol has been ingrained in my life since I was like born. It's a part of our society. Our society trains us to like celebrate, to be
Kill
sad.
ourselves.
Yeah, to drown ourselves in toxic
escape.
substances. Yeah, to keep us like numbed down and like
Dumbed down.
Yeah, literally. So for me, I was like, no problem. Like, I'm going to not drink because like I want my pancreas. Like,
Yeah,
like I was like,
wanna
no.
survive.
And I had a really hard time. Like, I remember like my husband would find me and I'd be like on our bedroom floor crying. And he'd be like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I don't know. There's like so many emotions that I've never felt before because I've like
breaking through.
Yeah. And I had like suffered years of trauma and I like never dealt with it straight on. And I think that I started like dealing with it and like started being okay removing alcohol and realized that my life was 10 times better. My marriage was better. My relationships with my friends, the relationships that weren't serving me, I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I actually had the courage to have the boundaries because before I'd be like, it's fine. I'll just go get a drink with them or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you deal with people.
It's toxic habits.
Yeah, it is. And like, you just get stuck. So I was like, how can I teach other people and bring this lifestyle without it being like so negative? Because the word sobriety or like alcohol free, people are like, oh, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, it has actually been the best thing for me. And I'm like, I want to glamorize it. I want to normalize it. Like, people can be sexy. They can be fun. They can, you know, still
Be
go
successful.
to the party. Yeah. And like, just not drink.
Yeah.
So I created Gem Bar. It's at one of the first booze-free bottle shops and pop-up bar in the country.
Ooh,
yeah. We were
love
like,
that.
I think like number 2 or 3 to open in the entire country. That's amazing. So it's definitely been a journey. Like, I didn't even know what I was getting into. I just knew that I wanted to help others heal. Like, I healed. So yeah,
so beautiful. I wish we brought like a display.
I know. I should have brought drinks.
I should have reminded you. You guys have to check out her store. It's literally one of my favorite places. You can get amazing drinks, psychedelic teas, and kava. Tell them what you can find at Gem Life Bar.
So I think
plus the events are amazing.
Yeah, I wanted to bridge the gap between wellness, nightlife, and sobriety
and social life.
Yeah. Like in like community events, because I like I love throwing a party. And that was like I was like, I would call myself a retired party girl because like you're
still a party girl.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm still a party.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find everything from like non-alcoholic beers, wine, spirits, kava, CBD, THC infused, adaptogenic, nootropics. So anything you're looking for to make you either feel like, but it's all functional and like good for us. So it's all like, it's nourishing our bodies and our souls. At the same time, like you're able to like participate and feel inclusive in the party. But we also have like wellness products. We have some crystals for our spiritual wellness people.
This is from her shop.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
I love this ring. I've gotten so much jewelry from your place.
Like, I totally forgot about that ring. It's beautiful.
I have a really big one. I couldn't find it this morning when I was trying to wear it.
You had the black amethyst, right? Or was it the purple?
It was the purple.
The purple amethyst, yeah.
It was huge. I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So we have a bunch of different stuff, and we just really want to open our space up to the communities and let people connect mindfully and like really
so
make
powerful.
Those connections that like, can last a lifetime, hopefully. Yeah.
And I love your events. How many events do you have a month?
Well, this month is dry January, so it's popping. We have like 19 events this month, which
wow.
I'm not going to lie, it's a little overwhelming for me. And like as a business owner and like a human, I was like, Drew, you need to like also cut back. Cause like you don't let the business run you, you run the business.
That part.
Yeah. And I was like, I want to do all this stuff. And
same way. It's the Gemini in us.
Like I can never stop. I'm
it's
like,
a
I have an
superpower, but right.
Yeah. But then I'm like, I retreat to like hermit mode for like 3 days and people are like, what happened to Drew? I'm like, I'm just like curled up in a ball, like rejuvenating my energy. So yeah, I mean, we try to host like, weekly events starting next month. I haven't even shared this yet. So we're going to start doing like booze-free bar nights where we actually have a whole bar where you can come and order drinks with your friends. There'll be music.
When's the grand opening of that?
So we're going to start third Saturdays of every month. And I want to do something really special for Black History Month and give back to some type of nonprofit.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Yes, it'll be
I
fun.
love supporting you.
I know, right? Thank you.
I love our supportive friendship.
Yes.
I mean, you've given me the opportunity to speak at one of your events.
Yeah.
You nominated me for, was it 30 Under 30 Trendsetter Award? Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And I've been to a couple events at your place. I remember we did this Polaroid event where
the aura.
The aura, yeah. You get a Polaroid picture and then somehow it transmits to your
aura. It's like
aura.
a 70s like camera that like pictures your aura around you. It's really amazing.
It was amazing. And then she explained it so well. It was so cool.
Yeah. You should do it again. She's coming back on the 11th, but like I did it like 6 months apart and my aura like changed completely. And you could like,
we're always evolving.
And she was like, you can see the work you've been doing. I actually cried. I was like, oh my gosh, like I could actually physically see my aura like change in like a positive manner.
I love that.
I know, right?
And you have 2 locations now, right?
Yeah, so we have Pitman, New Jersey.
On Broadway?
Yep, on Broadway. And then we just opened one in Collingswood, right on Haddon Ave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's wild.
And so what's your like goal with Gem Life Bar? What's your big vision?
So the Gemini me has like multiple that are equally.
I feel that.
Yeah, I was like, everybody's like, focus on one thing. I'm like, I physically can't. Like, I really want to.
Same.
I'm like, I physically can't. So I would like, so there's all these big same type of businesses popping up in big cities. And I really feel like I want to support like more like suburban and urban neighborhoods that really need it. So like my goal is just, if I could spread this nationally, it would be smaller cities or right outside of big cities, because I feel like that's who needs accessibility the most. And then I want to create my own drink.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
so
love
that's
that.
on the menu for 2023.
I think I have someone that can help you with that.
Oh, really? Okay.
We'll talk about this after. But one of my friends is like maybe you know him, Rashad Lambert. I'm name dropping.
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'll connect you on Instagram. But he manages Chill Moody.
Okay,
the rapper from
And
Philly.
he has kombucha line, doesn't he?
And he has an IPA called Nice Things.
Yes.
And now it's all over. I mean, I think they sell it at the Eagle Stadium.
Oh, that's dope.
And all over Philly. So they know.
That's great. I mean, that's
amazing.
the beauty of like
networking and building relationships.
Yeah, and like just following your passion, because like once you and like asking for things. Like I think I never asked for things I wanted, and now I'm like, I want investors, I want money, I want
and
this.
You can get
like
it.
You just have to ask,
and you will get it.
Yeah,
and then you have the vision, and then you come up with the plan, and everything else just attracts to you. Like everyone thinks money is the hard part.
No.
It's the easy part.
Yeah.
People with money are looking for opportunities to just throw it. And if they find someone who is just confident in themselves and the vision, it's there for the taking.
I know. I think a lot of people like get scared when you talk money. And I'm like, no, like you just like, I'm looking for investors. So I put it out there. I'm looking for people to invest in our business. Like, and the right person will come.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's wild.
Love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So Drew, how do you do it all? I mean, you're a mom of what, 4, 5?
4. Yeah.
Mom of 4, you have 2 locations, and you still struggle with the autoimmune diseases, right? How does that affect you? Like, how do you keep going?
So, I mean, I don't really know, to be honest.
Paint a picture of what your life really looks like, because you always look fabulous, and your energy is always high, but like you have days where like sometimes you can't get out of bed.
Yeah. So
and you're very honest with that on your social media, and I love that too, because you show the real you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I feel like, because I have like young daughters and I've seen how like their confidence has been affected by social media, because like everything is altered a lot of times. And so like my daughter who's younger is like feels like she compares herself or doesn't have enough, or like, and I'm like, I just want to be authentically me. And like some days it's rough and I like show it, and some days I look like a hot mess and I try to show it, or like some days like yesterday I was talking on my stories, like business is rough sometimes. Like people think like just because it looks glamorous, like underneath I'm like, how, like we have overhead, we have employees now, like how am I going to pay for all this? And some people like, you think you open a business, like and
you'll be rich, right?
Yeah,
away.
I literally was like, I'm going to be on vacation and be fucking loaded. Like literally I was like, that's all, like I know when I open a business, and I was like, I'm actually like budgeting more than I've ever budgeted before. And I was like, and I'm not on vacation because I'm like married to to my business right now. But like, I do believe in like balance. So like I was super into like my wellness and fitness, and before I opened the store, and I still am, but I had to take that back a notch and really like not, and that sucks a little bit, that I was like, okay, Drew, like you can't go to the gym for 2 hours. You have to just do 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Like there was like balances there. I'm like, if you do 30 minutes in the morning, then you get up in time, get the kids ready, get them on the bus. Then you have like 2 hours to do like computer paperwork, and then you got to get to one of the stores and open them, because I still like work 100% in my stores at this point. I think it's important for me building a brand to be present.
Yeah, and people want to support you, and like really you're the secret sauce that's going to carry Gem Life Bar nationally and maybe internationally one day. But it's part of the process. It's so tough, but you're doing it. Thanks. And I commend you for it.
Thank
you're
you.
a warrior.
Thank you. And I do have like my husband is super supportive. So like
he's so nice.
Thank you.
He's a
yeah,
big old gentle giant.
He can be nice.
From what I think.
No, I mean, I love him.
How long have you guys been together?
Since 2010. So like 13 years.
Wow.
And we've been through, I mean, marriage is a beautiful thing, but it takes a lot of work. And I think a lot of relationships do. And like we balance each other out because I'm like all over the place. And he's I'm a Gemini. He's very calm and even keeled.
Libra?
He's a Leo, actually.
Really?
So he's very confident. But like, he's just very like calm. And I think that like, he's the husband that like, he'll do the laundry, he'll do the dishes, he picks the kids up, he like will work overtime. And I think that that's something that like, I don't give him enough credit for. Cause a lot of people are like, how do you do it all? I'm like, I couldn't do it all without him.
It's a team.
Or like having a supportive partner. So I think that's really big too, is like, as you navigate business and life, and if you want to get married or be in a relationship, like find somebody that like can pick up the slack and you can pick up the slack for them.
I love that.
Yeah, because that definitely helps when you have somebody who like understands.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right? So what else? There's so much we could talk about. Let's talk about, I really want to talk about, highlight our friendship.
Yeah.
Like I love us. Because it's not like we talk all the time or hang out, but like we genuinely like appreciate each other as a person, as what we're doing, and we've always been so supportive. You were at my birthday party,
yes,
and so Gem Life Bar came to my little garden 30th birthday party at my house, and it was such a cool element of my party.
Aww.
You had like psychedelic teas and butterfly pea drinks and THC infused, and it was just so lit. I love that. That was so much fun.
Yeah, you have like great friends, like supportive friends and family. It was like really cool, and thank you for having us and like supporting me. But I believe in like just like lifting other women up who feed the same energy back into you, and I think that's what I think is beautiful about it, is that like you like come support, like I'll try to support, like
especially women in business. Like you said, like we need support. And you know, we help each other get money too, and that's important, and that needs to be highlighted. Like if you're a woman in business, like you said, like not only lift each other up, but like we're in this together, and we're trying to have legacies for our family. Like don't be shy with the support, ladies. Like we gotta come up together, and that makes it even sweeter.
I think some women get in their bag and like almost see like it as competition, even when you're not even in the same lane, or
sometimes jealousy. It is just downright jealousy. It's like, damn, like she got all that going on, like I don't even want to go.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just want the best for you too, honestly. And like,
it's like, let me inspire you, and then you come out with your greatness.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that's like definitely a narrative that should be shifted in like all cultures, like with women, because I'm like, there's enough money, enough room, enough seats at the table. Yeah, and I also like love the fact that like we're busy, and so like it's hard to have people that you can pick up with if you haven't seen them in 2 or 3 weeks. Like, hey girl, like some friendships require like tons of work, and like I'm not in that stage in my life like where I can't put it in because I don't want to, right? Right? I can't put that work into a friendship. So like if you get me and I get you, and we can just be like, let's like link up when we can,
like things like this. Like we just come out and support each other and show out, and that's enough. And then that's like great. And I'm like cheering you on from the sidelines the whole time. I feel like literally everyone in my circle right now, everyone in my life provides value, and I provide value to them.
That's
like
beautiful.
Everyone, every single person in my life, every friend of mine, like I'm the friend that everyone wants to tell their creative ideas to, and I'll cheer them on, and we brainstorm together. That's awesome. And that's it. Like that's all I want around me is people that want to elevate and help and support.
Agreed.
That's what it's all about.
I know. Same. I'm like, I don't have time for like nothing.
I don't
have
gossip.
time for the drama.
No drama.
Like, I don't even know what's happening.
I don't even want to hear about it. Like I'm not the friend to vent to ever. I'm sorry. Like unless I really love you and like I want to be there for you. Like don't vent to me.
I know.
I have things to do. I love you, but like let's talk about ideas. Let's talk about how we're gonna get out of this. A solution.
Yeah. That's so funny you said solution, because like I'm like annoying sometimes, like to my husband or to my friends. I ask a lot of questions because I'm like, all I ever think about is a solution. Always. I don't really care about all the other stuff. I'm asking questions to figure out a solution, because there's like 3 different plans in my head. I'm like, how are we gonna get where we gotta go?
A, B, or C? Which one? Pick one.
Yeah. And so like some people are like, why are you asking so many questions? I'm like, I need to know all the facts so I can figure out the best solution.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
I know, right?
Gem Life.
I know. That's why like everybody asked me why I named my business Gem Life, and I was like, honestly, I was going to name it like Gemini or like Gem, like, and it was all taken. And so I was like, I'm just living that gem life one day. And I was like, I think I'm just going to call it that. And I also think that like, we're all unique and our journeys are different, like, and all gems are unique. But yeah, I don't have like this incredible like story about the name. I was like,
acronym.
I'm just, like,
you gotta make up an acronym,
right? I'm like, I'm just like a self-absorbed Gemini, and I was like, I just wanted to figure out a way to incorporate it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know.
So if you can tell your younger self a lesson or words of encouragement, what would you tell yourself?
God, that's a hard one. I talk to my younger self a lot these days. I do a lot of inner child and like shadow work. But
we'll get into that.
Yeah, I think that I would just say that like, if I knew then what I knew now, that like I had to go through all these things to come out on the other side, like I would have taken it a little bit easier on myself. I was really hard on myself and like blamed myself for a lot of things that had happened to me. And I'm like, it was never my fault, but it was always like my journey to go through this because I wouldn't be where I am today and helping other people if I didn't have that life experience. So just like be kinder to yourself. Even like, it sounds silly, but like, you know how women are hard on ourselves. Like I would have told myself like, I looked beautiful back then instead of like giving myself a hard time with what I wear. Or like I was hard about myself with my weight. And it's like, just be kind to yourself and just like take it easy. We're doing the best we can, you know, with what we're handed.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've expressed to me that you were a little bit of a party girl back in
Yeah.
the day, and so was I.
Yes.
Maybe I still am sometimes.
Yeah.
But what catapulted your spirituality, your spiritual awakening?
You know, it started in like 2019. I started seeing, it sounds silly, like numbers everywhere, like 1111, 222. And like, I started like removing myself from situations like naturally. I was like, I don't really want to be here anymore. Or like
Your intuition, you started listening to it.
And I started listening to it. And this was before like the health scare, but like I even started like cutting back on my drinking a little bit. And I just was like, I don't know. I was like, something's got to change. I was like, looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, something big is going to happen, but I just didn't know what it was. And then I started looking into like what the numbers were and like meanings of things. And I was like, whoa, like, okay, I'm on this path. And then I was like the health scare. Like, I think that was like, okay, it's time.
It's usually life or death situations,
yeah, it really
unfortunately.
Is. Yeah. And it was like, it's time to dig in to find out like why you're sick. Like, cause I have autoimmune issues and nobody can ever know what's wrong with me. So I'm like, I think it was stored trauma in my body that I never dealt with. And that's what caused me to have all these issues. So I started like diving into like shadow work and inner child healing and like literally like working through. I didn't go to therapy. I didn't go to AA. Like people are like, how did you quit? I was like, I literally did the work myself and I did like workbooks and I like followed certain people. I watched certain YouTube videos and I just like, for a year straight, I just like literally sat in my living room and I was like, I'm gonna cleanse the out of my like self.
Yes.
Like I'm gonna get this out of my body. And I like, yeah, I think that's, and then it's
been a journey ever since.
Yeah. And then I
started it every day. It's an everyday journey and a choice.
Yeah. And I think like you said, it's like work, like to be spiritual is work too. Whatever you believe in, but like I do the work, I journal, I have my meditations, I, do my monthly sound bath. So like I do the work on like all
I'm doing
ends.
that Sunday.
Oh, are you?
And acupuncture for the
Yeah.
first time.
Oh
I'm
my
so
gosh.
excited.
I do. We host sound baths monthly at our location. Yeah. And
I
I
need to
do
tap
them.
in.
Yeah. The main reason why I started doing it was for my personal benefit. Cause I was like, if I'm going to
is a
be
win-win.
here. Yeah. But it's
Like, what do I want this month?
Yeah. But I think like that, like doing like the energy work, doing the journaling, like just being honest with yourself, like areas you need to fix or like, what certain things mean. But yeah.
Right. And just giving yourself time to be with you and get to know you.
100%.
Because this world and social media and everything is just like inundating us with nonstop shit all the time. It's like you don't even have time to think about your past decisions, what you're doing now, like processing everything. And that's why meditation and all that is so important.
Yeah, I think our society trains us to be disconnected.
And
like,
mindless.
Yeah, and like I think back to like now, like things that made me happy when I was like 10, 11, like make me happy now. I'm doing the similar things and I'm like, it's bringing like pure joy.
Ooh, I love that you said that, because I feel the same way. I remember being maybe second grade, and
Yeah.
you know, my teacher asked all of us like what we want to be, and the first thing I ever wanted to be was an actress.
Oh my God, me too.
Really?
The Gemini.
It must be big old personality,
Right?
all
I was
this
like,
energy.
I just want to be on TV with a microphone.
I wanted to be an actress, and somehow I lost that like early on. I lost it very early on. Like I had stage fright in middle school and high school. I was still in band and choir, but like if I had to speak or even sing, I was so nervous. Dancing was different.
Yeah.
Dancing, I was Sasha Fierce. But something about I wasn't confident in my own voice. I wasn't comfortable in myself. And now the past like 2 years, I've blossomed in that so much. Like I couldn't do this a year or so ago. I'd be overthinking. I mean, maybe I could have. I could have winged it, but internally, it wouldn't have felt so good. I'd be like drilling myself like, damn, I should have said this. I didn't look good. I hate it, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, not overthinking anything. I'm
that's
just
a beautiful place
not
to
being,
be.
it is. I'm not being hard about anything. Like I'm just taking on challenges like head first. I think I've gotten so comfortable with pain.
Yeah, I think I
embrace it.
I'm like, I totally feel you. I think that like if you don't try, you'll never know, and like you might fail, and it might be painful sometimes, but like we just get over it.
But life is painful.
Yeah,
Life is freaking painful.
It can
Everything is painful.
yeah, I know.
It's just like, which do you want to choose?
I know. I'm like, it's
The pain of now or the pain of later?
yeah, it's so true. I know. It sucks. There is going through it myself, and then like watching your children go through it. It's like hard. Like, but I try to teach my kids like it's. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be some serious heartaches, and like, I'll help you through it, but you're also going to have to work through it yourself, because nobody can do it. Nobody can do it for you.
And as a mom, like you said, it must be so hard because you want to shelter them. You don't want to see them hurt, but you know it's part of life and growth.
Yeah. That's, I think, like a difficult thing for me right now is like just watching my kids, like they're high school.
Yeah, high school is brutal.
Yeah, it is. And like knowing that like I can be here, but like, they're gonna have to work through it. Like they're
gotta figure it out.
Learn, and I'm like sitting back in that role, and then you're like, oh my goodness, like I just want to save them.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, just let them go through it. Just let them go through it.
But at least you're conscious of that now, and they have you growing up, because some adults never get it.
Yeah.
And then they raise people that never get it, and then that's a generational curse.
Yeah. I'm like,
but you're breaking it.
Yeah. I'm like,
It starts with
generational
you.
curse breaker. That's my goal.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
Same here. Inner
know.
work.
I know. There's a lot. It's definitely a lot of. To be a human is a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like in today's world and society. And so like, again, like I just feel like give grace to yourself. To, like when you have painful moments, take the time to work through them, and see like what silver linings there are.
I love that. So, Drew, where can people follow you?
Yeah, so I'm on the gram a lot, or TikTok. So my personal is Drew Davis Beauty. We also have a TikTok under Drew Davis Beauty, and then the business is Gem Life and Bar and Booze Free Bar. So we have two. Instagrams, one for our pop-up bars and one for like our store. And our website is gemlifecollective.com. You can find like all of our products, our events, like everything we do.
And you have a location in Pitman and Collingswood, right?
Yeah, Pitman, Collingswood, and like, you know, in talks of maybe like heading over to Philly. So we'll see what happens in 2023.
Claiming that for you.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm like, let's go big. And then sometimes I'm like, let's scale back. So it's it's that Gemini. I mean, like I got to make a decision.
Figuring it out.
Yeah. But right now you can find us in South Jersey.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I know we could talk for so long.
Literally.
And you'll have to come back.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for your time. I love you so much.
You too. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I
love you.
You too. Thank you.